What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Lost Holocron podcast. I am your host, Didge, and with me, as always, is the homie Jamie. Jamie, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, As of recording, New York had an earthquake. What is going on? Like, I didn't come here for this. I did not come here for this.
I'm not gonna lie. Seeing that, I was like, "Ooh, they need to cut that out."
For real. But it was a small one. Everybody's fine. It's cool. So
That's good.
I'm doing all right. A little physically and emotionally shaken, but outside of that, I'm good.
Wait, hold on. There was a TikTok video I saw, and it was this person that was saying, "Here's the aftermath of the earthquake." It was one traffic cone that fell over.
Guy, he did the same thing. He was like, "Man, look at my backyard after this earthquake," and it was like his lawn chair fell.
That's funny.
So I'm glad people are okay and they're making jokes of it. But also joining us today after being out last week is AJ. AJ, how you doing today?
I'm living my best life, working as always. Went to go see 2 movies today. It was both fantastic.
Went to go see Monkey Man
and The Omen, which were both.
And both were good.
Good, amazing. It was a great week. It was a great weekend for me. So
okay, we love to see it. We definitely love to see it. So once again, just like last week, we have a trailer to get to first. So we're gonna start off watching the Tales of the Empire trailer, of which Jamie, I believe you said you have not seen yet, right?
I have not seen it yet.
Perfect. AJ, I'm sure you saw it, right?
Like 5 times.
There we go. So we'll go ahead, watch it, talk about our feelings. This is releasing May 4th, so late drop, and we'll get it soon, which is great. Let's dive right on in.
Seek imperial favor.
I love the change in art direction.
Years ago, my people were all but destroyed. My anger gives me strength.
Oh,
it is that strength I offer the Empire.
Offer accepted.
I'm here to present you with an opportunity, Paris.
Oh my God, I forgot about her.
Just be glad you're not a Jedi.
Good old bears.
Your path is set, Morgan Elspeth.
Literally, what I remember about her is the worms. That's horrible.
I will fulfill
the dick that betrayed my wife. Yep. I'm never gonna forget that.
Defeat. But I will help you.
Wait a minute.
Attack.
Yeah, please.
You said the Empire would help to change things.
I remember nothing about her. I didn't know she was going dark.
She was a traitor of the...
My world has been burning.
The Senate. Not the Senate. I didn't say the Senate.
Since I was a child. You
the traitor of Anakin and so.
Ooh, they got the spinning lights.
Now you must face one final test.
Why don't they use that more?
To join us. It is time to meet your new master.
Oh my God! I'm locked.
It's Darth Maul, guys. Darth Maul.
No. Oh, bro. I'm not gonna lie. When I read the title of this, I was kind of like, whatever. Like, maybe I'll check it out. Whatever. Like, I didn't watch the trailer. Like I said before, I didn't watch the trailer or anything.
Right.
Like, just coming off a Bad Batch. Now they're hitting us with Star Wars at the Star Wars thing. I'm like, maybe I just want to go one at a time. But I'm like, no, I need that. I need to see it.
Did you watch season 1?
Season 1 of Tales of the Jedi?
Yeah.
No.
Ooh, you should definitely watch it. They're shorter episodes, so it's not like you're sitting down for 30 minutes every time.
Yeah, I think they're like 12 minutes each.
Yeah, they were like 12, 15 minutes. But what I really like about those, and what I can already tell that I'm going to like about this one, is that it it sort of fleshes out the world, but also like in a way where you don't have to get into a whole new project. Each of these, at least in the first season, they were basically like glimpses of different parts of the life. Like it followed a story, but it wasn't necessarily like following it in like in a straight line. So if they're doing that again, I'm gonna be really happy about it. The trailer looks amazing. First off, I can't wait for it.
They have my man in there.
Who?
Darth Vader. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like Vader wasn't the only guy who showed up in it, so like you
none of them other guys don't matter. It's about my man.
To AJ's point, you could have been a Grand Inquisitor Stan, and we just never know. No. It'd been interesting, but you know, hey. But no, speaking of Vader,
it was Thrawn. Could have been Thrawn. Could have been
you immediately said, "Oh, Thrawn," when he showed up.
But listen, as soon as Vader walked in, I'm like, "Move, Thrawn! Like, get out the way! Vader's coming in."
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm really interested that Vader's going to be here. It makes sense, obviously, but because obviously half of it is going to be based on Barriss, and obviously we know how their relationship ended.
Do you think there's a chance that Starkiller could be in this? Because listen, Vader is my man, but if Starkiller walked in, move, Vader!
Oh my god! Okay. I kind of don't. But AJ, what do you think? Do you think that he could show up and just obviously tell us your thoughts on the trailer in general?
Okay, first Starkiller, no, that's a definite no right there. I don't know.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, we can let Jamie wish on that one. We can let her have that.
Okay.
But yeah, I like the trailer. I like the two stories that they're going to be telling. There might be more during the actual episode, but the trailer focused on two. The one about Morgan Elsbeth and Barriss Offee, and I'm really excited to see Barriss again. Clearly, I do not like her because she betrayed Ahsoka.
Fair,
but as a character,
I think we all hate her.
Yeah, hate her guts. I really do hope they see each other again and Ahsoka kills her. That's how much I hate her right now. But yeah, it's good to see this, and I like that they're focusing on Morgan Elsbeth as well for Tales of the Jedi, because they're doing a lot with her for the Ahsoka series and the Mandalorian, which is very interesting how they're going to connect that between the Tales of the Jedi and the live action stuff for Star Wars right now. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The routes they went this time are two characters who we know them, but we don't know an extreme amount about them. So it gives more characterization. Like to your point about there potentially being other characters or other stories, rather, I would love it if this just turned into these are different stories around the Empire. I know, I think it was your tweet I saw earlier talking about how this would be a good anthology series to go into different areas where it's like, you know, next season could be a High Republic, especially if the Acolyte goes well, or you know, you start doing stories from, obviously we have kind of a time frame from after the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, but you know, telling what's going on in the galaxy around there. I think it's a great world building thing to sort of flesh out everything without having it always be this big production. It's not a huge movie. It's not an entire series. It's just, we throw out some shorts, we package them all together, and this is what also is going on in the galaxy.
It'll also be cool to see how the fans engages with it as well, especially if it's something new like the High Republic, because we haven't really delved deep into it outside of the novels and comics right now. So to see it animated even before the Acolyte comes out, if we could get that, or which I highly doubt that will
Fair,
ever
yeah,
happen. But
it's not, but
but if it does, it'll be a nice thing to have to just gauge what the audience actually thinks about this new era that doesn't rely on Anakin Skywalker or Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ahsoka and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Are you interested in Jamie? I know you haven't read the books about the High Republic. Would that be something you would be interested in?
Yeah, I totally be down to check it out. Like y'all were saying, expanding on the Star Wars universe is I think it just helps. It just helps with every story as far as just like getting to know like some of these characters and their different motivations, and also like kind of escaping. I know we've talked about we might have talked about this every week, but like escaping the Skywalker like story and like all the characters connected with that, and really digging into like the origins of the Jedi, like the origins of the Sith, and kind of like how everything came to be, I think is super interesting, and something that I would love to explore for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be a breath of fresh air that's needed for just Star Wars in general. Not to say that things are getting stale. It's just you can only tell the same. You can only be stuck in the same era for so long, especially for a universe that's this vast.
Yeah, they got galaxies to explore.
Right. There's a vast area out there. Was there anything else you guys wanted to touch on with the trailer itself before we get into the episodes?
I do find it interesting that they're focusing a lot on the Inquisitors. I'm curious if they're gonna bring them back live action wise because of this. I don't know. It's very interesting how they're working with the Tales of the Jedi in general. That's about it.
Do you think that we could get I guess like the ninth sister, I forget what all the sisters' names are, but like those characters from Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order. So maybe it's like, ooh, maybe we could see Cal at some point as well.
The only thing I would say on that is that I think they're trapped within that other galaxy, like how Ahsoka and Sabine are trapped in another galaxy. They don't know how to navigate through it or anything right now. So I can't see that, but it depends on what the timeline is like as well. So it's still a little iffy for me because I don't have the whole timeline mapped out in my head, which I really need to get sorted out sometime soon because we're gonna have a new situation with the High Republic, and that's a whole that's a whole nother ordeal right there.
Yeah, it could for sure get tricky dealing with maybe that's an episode we should do, AJ. It's just this is the general timeline. We try to put it together for people because like you said, there's a lot, and I still also get dates and everything confused. I just go, yeah, well, this is tied around when. Okay, that works. That works.
Like I'm still confused on what like is the Bad Batch right now still like close to Revenge of the Sith, or is it like years later? Like that's what is it like a few months, or is it like a couple years?
I always pictured it's pre Obi-Wan, but post Revenge of the Sith. However,
it's definitely pre Obi-Wan.
However many years you want to call that.
Wait, yeah, that's true. Maybe it's not pre Obi-Wan then.
Oh God, wait, you think so?
Because Obi-Wan, I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan is like 3, maybe 4 years post Revenge of the Sith.
Oh damn, you might be
Because
right.
it is years later. Because he's jaded out and a little bit jaded out. Darth Vader is becoming his own character at that time. like it's confusing like how soon everything is post Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, you might be right. I have no idea. We're gonna have to square that away at some point. Because it would just be nice to know what the timeline is. So especially as more stuff pop up, you can figure out what are you like? I guess a little bit of what you're expecting, like who you think could feasibly show up or whatnot.
Yeah.
But before we get into the 2 episodes this week, AJ, like I said, you were out last week. I wanted to give you your chance to talk about how you felt about the last 2 episodes. We talked last week. We talked about episode 8 and 9, more so 9 than 8, if we're being honest, just because that was the one we remembered more. But I didn't want to give you the floor, like I said, to give your thoughts and feelings on those 2 episodes before we dive into 10 and 11.
Yeah, I can't remember what 8 was about.
So 8 was the episode where Fennec Shan showed up, because that was the one where they had to get the.
Got it.
I forgot who that was but it was a bounty essentially.
It was basically the focus on Hunter, Wrecker, and Fennec Chan, and they had to help her out deal with some bounty hunter or some mercenaries, something like that.
Yeah.
And just to get some info on the M count. That's what.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, now I remember what it is.
It was for sure a filler episode, and I feel like that's what we said last week.
But I liked it. I like how Hunter and Wrecker is like actively trying to protect Omega in the way they know how to, and to see Fennec Shan again, it's always cool to see her. I can't lie. It's always cool to see Fennec. Live action, animated, doesn't matter. She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But episode 9, the second queen of Star Wars, Asajj Ventress. Come on, it was so cool to see her, and with the hair.
You like the hair?
Huh?
Dude, just hating on the hair.
I love the hair. I love the hair.
Oh no, man, the hair was trash.
I love the hair. It just makes it sexier. I'm sorry, it does.
Oh.
I put a post on Twitter.
I saw your post.
Oh, I missed that.
It gives me Angelina Jolie vibes.
Oh, I saw that.
I saw you. I was like, all right, AJ.
I did think that was interesting.
No, man, the hair. I don't like the hair.
It's the jawline.
I also didn't know she could grow hair. I'm not gonna lie.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know bald was a choice.
She cut down a daily. Come on now.
I didn't expect bald to be a choice. As somebody who is bald, daily is a lot.
Okay, not daily. It may be like monthly or bi-monthly, maybe. But yeah, it was cool to see her. I liked how she was training Omega, trying to figure out the M count.
Yeah.
Even though that resulted into nothing. It was basically a nothing training exercise, because she could just sense the M count regardless. So that's one thing.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. Even Mega says, "You like us, don't deny it." And I was like, yeah, she enjoyed you guys. So I thought that was cool. The action sequences between everybody and Asajj was amazing. Just seeing the hand-to-hand
she put
combat.
hands to them.
it was a sight to behold. It was a sight to behold. Yeah, it was a great episode.
Yeah, I think one of the things, to your point, when you were talking about the test meaning nothing, one thing I had said last week was that obviously we know that she didn't need to test to give the M count or anything, but I think she was more so looking to see, do you have the fortitude to actually do something with this? And obviously we saw the result of that. But overall, yeah, cool episode. Jamie and I both had glowing reviews of it. Like we said, 8 was more of the forgettable of the 2. But I really do think it was just a filler episode to get us kind of to what happened with episode 9. Today's episodes, though, I don't think either of these were filler. Episode 10 and 11, where I feel like this is sort of now we're into what this season is going to be like. We were kind of getting to the point, but now you're seeing really the stakes of the season. Obviously, episode 10, it was primarily focused on Emery and sort of her understanding how deeply evil the Empire is. Seeing the kids, seeing why they're in prison, having to go through, I guess, an emotional arc of learning I have to sort of just be this scientist who's basically leading them to slaughter.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're looking at me as the adult in the room of I'm hoping that you could keep me safe, or at least as safe as I can be. I want to go home. I want to make sure I can see my friends, or these only other kids that I can see. And even at the point of seeing the repercussion of that, where the girl is like, you lied to me. You know, I don't want to talk to you right now. You are a bad person. And I feel like very quickly it's getting to her.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quickly it's getting to her.
Identity crisis. The whole thing is about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Both episodes I think were aptly named. Like this was full on an identity crisis. When we get to episode 11, definitely it lets you know, like, look, there's no messing around. It's go time. But AJ, Jamie, let's start with you. AJ just talked about episodes 8 and 9. How did you like episode 10 before we get into 11?
Man, I think that was a really good episode. I could definitely tell. I can't remember all the kids' names, but
I don't think we got the third one. I don't remember the two either, so it doesn't really mean
like
much.
the young girl with the horns. I feel like she was running game on the doctor. She knew. She's like, oh, this is my next target. We about to we about to throw on the puppy dog eyes and try to get her on my side. Even though I don't feel like
her name was Jax.
No, I thought Garfield, the Beast Boy guy, was Jax.
No, I'm looking at a picture. It says Jax and it has a picture of her with the horns. So
I'm pretty sure Beast Boy was Jax. What are the other names?
It has Jax and Ava. It does make sense to the other. They could have just mislabeled these, but I couldn't remember. So I just got to go what they gave me.
I think they mislabeled it.
So it does make sense. So there's probably Ava then.
Okay, yeah. You know, I understand. Ava's she's in a terrible position. So she's just gotta do what she can to survive. So trying to get someone on the inside, I probably would do the same thing. But even though it's like she's also a kid and she genuinely she just wants to know, like, hey, could I go home now? Like, when could I leave? So being able to like watch what is the doctor lady's name? I don't know. Emery. Yeah, being able to watch Emery make the connections with like Ava and even Jax a little bit, even though Jax is just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if she made any connections. Jax,
I mean, I feel like she felt bad for him.
Yeah.
For sure. But being able to watch her kind of, I guess, become a little bit more human, because even like interacting with Omega, she didn't really treat her as, I guess, she has all these other children, which maybe she sees them as a little bit more helpless in a way. But kind of seeing her break down a little bit. And then the best part was like talking to Nala Say, and she's like, well, you know, you're a mom now, so you got to take care of those kids.
Yeah.
She's like, oh.
It was wild. And I feel like it came to a head, especially when the third child got there.
Oh,
like the one that we saw get taken.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, gosh.
You could tell, because she's like, the other two, they were I'm not gonna say self-sufficient, but they were older. Whereas this one that came in was very young. Yeah,
it was like a toddler. Yeah.
I mean, picture this. This is exactly what the Jedi Order did. No one bats an eye.
That is very true. The Jedi Order, they're not sending Cat Bane to go grab them, but the Jedi Order
they're
definitely
taking it themselves. At least they had the dignity to do it themselves. But...
Right.
That's crazy. I wonder if that will be an acolyte, if like we'll see some kids get kidnapped or something, because wild.
I also don't know if they just full on kidnapped. I don't, because
that's what
I mean. I'm being dramatic on that
one. They definitely told the parents, like, your kid is coming with me because, you know, they have this whatever.
I mean, okay, so they didn't necessarily like, the parents knew where they went, but that's still kind of like you just took possession of their child and left.
But it's like when kids get sent to boarding school, I guess. You know, that's what
the parent is sending you to boarding school. It's not the boarding school coming to say we're taking them. Like, this is our kid now.
I don't think it was that.
I don't think they were just like, you have no choice.
It was basically the same concept what Qui-Gon did with Anakin. It was very much a choice. Well, to be fair, it was his choice because he's old enough to make that choice for himself. but I think the Jedi Order gave the choice to the parents to let them like either say is it good for them to go or is it not good for them to go.
That's why I feel like the boarding school analogy is perfect. You know, it's look, man, you got into this prestigious boarding school.
It feels like y'all
You
are
may
trying
never
to make
see
it
this.
sound better.
Yeah,
'cause
probably.
Every time you've referenced it before, it was a kidnapping. That's all I'm gonna say.
I just feel like a kidnapping is wild to throw it on.
It's not like the kids will remember.
That's also fair. They were taking them young. It was
See,
crazy.
they're taking them young. That sounds like a kidnapping.
It was crazy. But AJ, just going over to you. You talked about, obviously I remember as soon as Cat Bane showed on screen, you had a big reaction. So talk me through your thoughts on the episode and obviously your reaction to seeing some of the characters that we know and love come back.
It's Cat freaking Bane, man. Come on. The greatest bounty hunter of all time. Greatest bounty. I don't care what anybody says. He's the greatest bounty hunter of all time.
All right.
So it was cool to see him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they made him the one that like hunts kids to have that, and whoever has that high M count. What would they call it? A1 class? I can't remember what the class bounty hunter was. I think it was like class 1 bounty hunter or something like that.
Something like that.
But I'm curious on who else are hunting kids of the sort. Also, there's a series coming out, the one with Jude Law.
Yeah, Skeleton Crew.
Yes, so they're gonna have. I'm curious if that's gonna be something close to that, where bounty hunters are tracking these young Jedi. In a sense, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, obviously, that we've seen Cat Bane doing it. I mean, he did it in the Clone Wars, wasn't it? That one.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
it's a theme. I feel like they were going to show it more.
I can see that. But what you were saying with Emery and the secrets behind Hemlock's research, and all of that, I really do like that character. I would call it character growth for Emery, a little bit, or not even a growth. It's more of a like a.
She's quickly becoming disillusioned.
Yeah. It's something that she's struggling with because all she knows is how to be a clone, how to respect orders, do what she's told, and all of that. And thanks to Omega, she's slowly coming into terms that she doesn't have to do everything that's being told of her to do. Also, you pointed this out, Jamie, that's the way she like handled becoming a higher up within that workforce. I really did like that comparison because that's all she knows, and that she just like everybody else, we would want to upgrade in our life, basically, from our job, and that was a cool catch. I admit that you pointed out, but at the same time, she's slowly realizing that she might not want that position because it's a lot of stress and things aren't that good for her in that environment, which is something.
No money, more problems.
I don't even know if she's getting paid.
That's true.
Yeah,
more
that's
responsibilities, more problems.
I think she's getting some credits for this.
You think so? I ain't gonna lie. I assume the Empire pays no one. They just like, look, you either work for us or you could die.
I don't think it's that bad.
You can work for us for free.
There's some people that respect the Empire enough that they like are like
that is true.
Hard. Yeah, so I don't think it's like work for me or die. It's more like
well, she is a clone though, because it's like, hey, you don't do your job, we'll just make another one. She'll do it.
That is fair, but she has. I think she's been loyal enough that they wouldn't have to result in threats at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one
Yeah,
thing.
I do think on some level, obviously prior to the events of this episode, she was definitely bought in. Like, same with the clone assassin, which is how this episode ends, where Hemlock is like, this clone assassin reaches out to like, hey, I have eyes on the target. And that leads us directly into episode 11, which is all about the infiltration and ending. We'll get to the ending in more details, but ending with Omega being taken. It was a very stressful episode. AJ, I'm very upset that you were not awake to watch it with us because Jamie and I were going through it.
Yeah.
But it started off so quickly too.
Oh, listen, it was a struggle. I was fighting it. I was really fighting.
Oh no!
It was getting to that good part. I remember it was getting to that good part, and my eyes just shut down on me. I was like,
got so excited you passed out.
Probably. Probably.
It was an insane episode. I did misspeak a little bit because I remember first he went to get their location from Feed because that's when we infiltrated her ship. Which, by the way, terrible security.
Yeah,
nobody was paying any
there was
attention.
No security, really.
Seriously, nobody paying any attention.
Yeah.
So clearly, like I said, he used that to be able to get her locations on. I forgot the planet. Was it Pabu?
Was it with the clones?
Sounds good enough.
That planet with the clones, or is it...
Yeah, where they were. I can't remember the planet name. I'm pretty sure it was Pabu though. But either way, they get the assassin gets there right as they're loading up the ship, basically to leave. And again, horrible security. How was he able to get all those explosives on that ship with nobody seeing?
He's a sneaky snook. Come on now,
man.
You saw him the other, like a few episodes ago. My man was.
His shot is crazy. I'll give you that. His shot is
ninja.
His shot is amazing.
Yeah, he was hitting stuff. I'm like, how did he do that? Well, it's trick shots.
He's another Crosshair.
He does kind of feel like that.
That's fair, yeah. What if he's the real one and we got a fake?
Oh,
damn! Don't say that. Don't say that.
But the assassin destroys the Marauder, and then the Empire they pull up and they're ready to torch this planet. Again, another way to show how brutal they are. They were going to torch an entire planet just to get this one clone back. They get her eventually because she decides to give herself up. And Crosshair, or as I'm going to now say, Crosshair, gives us the worst attempt at shooting another tracker. The absolute worst attempt.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
And the assassin gets away. Yo, it was so terrible though.
He was doing well up until that point, though. You know,
he didn't shoot that much. That's why he was doing well up until that point.
Yeah.
Everybody else was out in the field. He was kind of there, just looking at her, like, "All right, we're going. I'm your last line of defense." And given the way that tracker shot was,
it wasn't great. My thing, I'm kind of shocked that they didn't give Omega at least like 2 or 3 trackers. Because they stopped after they found the first one. They didn't even continue the search.
So I think that I was talking to my boss about it. She was like, I think that she might have it. And I was like, you know what, you could be right.
I hope she does.
You figured they went from like head to toe, but they stopped at like her pockets because that's where that's where the first one went off.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say she doesn't have one stacked in her boot or somewhere?
That's what I'm saying. Put one in the boot. Put one somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah, I like I said, you don't think there's one? AJ, what are your thoughts on the episode? Then
I don't think they thought that far ahead.
Why not?
You know, the Bad Batch been struggling with their smartness as of late. After the loss of Check, they lost a little smartness on their hands. So I doubt that they went that far deep into the strategy part of things.
Well, not only that, this wasn't a strategy that I feel like the group came up with. This was a Crosshair Omega strategy because everybody else
even worse.
Because Wrecker was out of it. He's
Wrecker's passed out.
Hunter was like, wasn't he in the water?
He just got back up on the beach.
Yeah, that's right. He just got back to the beach. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they were going through it. This is purely Crosshair and Omega. Maybe the other little girl. Maybe she helped pull in the plan, but AJ could be right. It again aptly named Point of No Return because a lot of this season it's been kind of slow walking towards what is our end goal?
Mm-hmm.
And now the stakes were raised enough where it's like, well, now we know for sure what our end goal is. Well, we have to go back to Tantus because we have to get Omega.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, walk me through your thoughts on the episode. I guess we sort of talked through it, but like, I want to know your actual feelings. Like, how stressed were you this entire time?
Man, it was very stressful. Freaking starting off with the like clone assassin, like finding them and then just like blowing up the ship. I thought that was going to be something that would happen like maybe a few minutes later, like everybody get close to the ship or something, and then he's like sets it off, or I don't know. It's just like he put those things on. He's like, all right, let's go. And the operation just started. And I was really concerned for Wrecker. I'm glad to hear that he's at least like stable. So he'll probably wake up next episode. But yeah, they were not prepared for this at all because they were kind of just scrambling to figure out like how do we get off of this like island and get to safety without endangering all of the like civilians and stuff that live here.
Right.
And I don't think they did a great job with that.
Well, they tried. Remember, Hunter tried to steal the gunship. He probably had the best plan of all. Wrecker got caught off guard, so you can't really blame him. He didn't expect that the ship was going to blow up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hunter had his plan of like, we can get the gunship, we can get out of here. I guess he just didn't think they were going to be that cutthroat. I don't know why he didn't think that they would just like, you're a liability now.
It's like, the other thing is like Asajj literally told them like, you guys need to leave this place. If you value like this island and the people that are here, you need to leave, and you need to leave now. And I don't know if it was like a day or like a few hours between her leaving and then the Empire showing up, but it was clearly enough time for them to like, try to pack things up and go. And I think they were like kind of in the process of doing that at the beginning of the episode. But they just did not move fast enough, unfortunately for them.
They did it.
But yeah, Wrecker's out of action. Hunter's like thrown out into the freaking middle of the ocean, so he's swimming his way back. And then it's just Omega and Crosshair trying to figure things out. I was kind of surprised with how much of a backseat Crosshair kind of took. I feel like maybe he could have stepped up a little bit more in terms of like trying to take some more guys out, or at least like figure out a path to get out of there. But that also gave Omega an opportunity to step up and like,
this is dumb.
I feel like there's gotta be another tracker, okay? There's gotta be another tracker. There's no way she doesn't have another one. Cause I feel like she gave it up so easy, like, oh, okay, fine, here it is. I feel like there's gotta be another tracker or some kind of like backup plan in place. But yeah, Crosshair fails to place the tracker on the ship that leaves with Omega, and then
fails is an understatement.
I mean,
it went like 2 feet.
You can't go any lower than fail. Can't go any lower than fail. But yeah, now Omega's like she's traveling back to Tantus, and I don't know. It didn't seem like she was that shaken. Maybe she put her game face on. I was like, I'm going to try and figure things out before I get there, so that way we can, escape with all the other clones as well.
She wanted to go back anyway.
So. Yeah, she did want to go back. This is her goal. She did want to go back. So that's why I'm like, I don't feel as nervous because Omega looks like, she's ready to do what she needs to do. Mm-hmm. But I'm more nervous for like Hunter and Wrecker and Crosshair because like their daughter essentially just got stolen. So again. We might have yeah. So I'm wondering if they don't have a tracker, like how are they going to find her? How are they going to get there? Because
they
gotta have a tracker.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the big reasons why that Omega was so willing to get taken was because they didn't know how to get to Tantus anyway. So her thought was, this will give us the perfect way to get tracking, and we know how to get there. To go with her ultimate goal is obviously to get everybody else out. But AJ, while you're talking about the episode, I wanted to ask you a question about, obviously Wrecker and Hunter don't know that why Omega was taken. They don't know that she basically gave herself up. I'm curious to know what you think the aftermath is going to be of them going back, talking to Crosshair, and hearing that not only did he allow her to get taken, but this tracker that he was supposed to plant failed. How do you think that's going?
Oh, that's a toughie.
That's a good question.
So this how there's gonna be an argument involved.
For sure.
Hunter's gonna give a big mouthful to Crosshair. Crosshair is gonna backtalk him like always. You know how they're how they communicate with each other. So
I don't know. That. I feel like he might be a little like, you know what, I messed up, because he did.
Maybe
he did at the end.
He did.
Yeah.
He looked down in disappointment.
He did.
He'll definitely like try to redeem himself.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I think they're all gonna die within the next 2 episodes.
What?
Next 2 episodes?
We got 15 episodes.
I'm going to look
season,
for
right?
maybe like near the end. Probably like
there's 4 more episodes.
Okay, so yeah, 3 and 4. I think they're all gonna die one by one.
Oh my god,
that'd be crazy.
So nobody's saving Omega.
The last one to die.
Oh my god, like.
Okay, this is perfect timing. I wanted to get into what your predictions are. So AJ's prediction is everything's just gonna go to shit.
Wow,
everybody dies one by one.
It's like I knew that was your prediction, but then it got more detailed and worse.
Also, we don't know what Hemlock has in that tank as well. Like, it was hinted to us, but they didn't show anything that was there. So, what could that be?
That is true. The other question I want to know before the end of the season is, who exactly is this clone assassin? Am I correct? And it is the actual Crosshair, and we just got fed a fake. I was just about, that was the other one I was going to bring up. That is the other theory, that it's Tech.
Oh my god!
Pretty sure it's Tech.
What?
You know how I try to predict that was Tech the first time he infiltrated? Nah, it was this guy right here.
That'll break a lot. Like,
that would hurt so.
That's gonna hurt a lot of people.
Even like was not even in the realm of possibility for me.
I saw a lot of people saying that as I was just sort of checking the lay of the land after the episode, and I mean, they could be right. It would make sense. Like I said, I think the series is ending in a sad note anyway. I feel like this season and this series as a whole was designed.
There's no happy ending. That's all I would say. There will be no happy ending.
Well, I feel like everything this series and this season especially was designed to show is that, like, just sort of how evil the Empire can get.
Also, the beginning of the New Order.
That's fair. So, if we're, like I said, we're sticking with predictions right now. I agree with AJ. I don't think they die one by one. That's crazy. Like, just knock them off one episode by one episode.
Oh my god.
One at a time. They get picked off.
That'd be crazy if one just dies each episode. But I do think by the end of the season, I don't think that any of, like, Omega might still be alive, but I think she just might be in prison, and we're just sort of left to, like, damn, what's her fate? And we know it's not a good fate. Yeah, fair.
That's a life worse than death right there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can see from the other kids that they have with the high M count, they're not killing them as of yet.
I think they're gonna make them into Inquisitors at the end of everything, because you can see them training them as well to be like helpful for the Empire. Like you see them playing games. I don't really
Yeah, they're playing
actually
Tetris.
games. Yeah, it's like a training exercise to like help them develop better for the Empire instead of just killing them off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would be a better use of their resources, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like the prevailing theory was like, no, they're trying to make just a clone with a high M count, but it definitely makes sense to like, okay, we also need soldiers for this army.
Also, is the clone Palpatine or is the clone Snoke? That's my thing. Like, is Snoke a failed experiment, but they continue to use? And
I feel like that's never been answered because I think they sort of, I don't know, they killed
like
Snoke
even the Mandalorian. Mandalorian season 3. We did see the tubes full of like Gideon's clones, and they all had M counts. They all had force abilities to them.
Even season 2? Which one was the one where they went to the Empire facility? Remember they had well, they weren't clones at that one, but they said it was like a cloning facility, and they had like the Jedi that were inside the tubes in there. So clearly they were harvesting something from them.
That's my other thing with the confusion of timelines. Like, is Mandalorian before Bad Batch, or is it after Bad Batch?
Mandalorian,
I'm pretty sure it's after Bad Batch, right?
Yeah, because the Mandalorian is after the original trilogy. But that's because Mandalorian is set. Yeah, because this would have
that's before the new trilogy.
Yes,
the sequel. Okay,
so
I got it.
It's set in those. It's set in like those times.
Yeah.
However, I forgot how many years, but between those years, so it's.
I think it was like 5 years.
Okay, the Empire been working on cloning for a while, and clearly they weren't getting anywhere.
No,
I'm doing a timeline after this.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be a fun episode to do. We should for sure research the timeline and present that. I feel like a lot of people need that. Jamie might be included in that.
Definitely included in that.
Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
It's like, yes, I've heard some of these words.
But Jamie, let's get to your prediction before we get out of here. I think you have the lightest prediction out of all of us. AJ and I both think it's not ending so well. But what do you think? How do you think we go from here?
I mean, I feel like you guys have corrupted me, where now I'm starting to think it might not end in the best of ways. But I would like to see, I don't know if this is necessarily going to happen, but I would like to see Asajj come back. She's like, wait a minute, I heard something went down on the island. I got to go help where I can. How she will find Omega, I don't know. The power of the Force. She'll call out to her and be like, yo, where you at? She's like, I'm over here. Cool.
I actually believe that.
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. Let's see. What else? I am interested in the idea of the assassin being Tech. Tech got shot, but like, what happened? I can't really remember. I remember he died, but I don't remember how
he fell off of the
I was gonna say died is kind of a
his his body was never recovered by
right.
Oh my god.
Only his goggles were.
Okay, yeah, that's probably him. That's probably him. Damn. Okay. Yeah, so we'll probably find out, and then maybe I don't know if they can save him. I don't know. That was kind of like Tech was kind of helping save other people. I don't know if they ever learned the process of like getting the chip out or whatever, or even maybe they came up with a new way to like manipulate their minds or something that doesn't involve the chip.
Remember with these new clones, they already said that they brainwashed them. Like they erased their memories and put in new ones. Basically,
if this is Tech, it's either he killing them or he got to die.
Yeah.
That's so
Like
sad.
there's no going back, much like how Crosshair was.
Well, yeah, there's definitely gonna be some death. There will definitely be some death. Any other predictions? No, I feel like those are my main thoughts for now. Maybe if this does involve like the Emperor and that's why he's investigating and they finally bring Omega back, maybe he'll be like, I need to make a visit before maybe she disappears again or something. Try to go talk to her. So maybe we could see the Emperor. I don't know. But yeah, that's most of my thoughts.
Here's a crazy one that I've heard that I don't believe it myself, but I'm just gonna put this out there. Omega is basically Ray's mother,
Oh
like
goodness.
clone mother, basically is what
I
I've
thought
heard before.
I thought I guess we never know who I thought her father was Palpatine's son, right?
Yes.
I guess we never know who her mother was, so I guess.
Well, remember you can have a separate mother, but the DNA itself can still be part of Omega.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
They're
clearly into biogenetics in the Empire.
Yes.
So yes, you are correct. That'd be an interesting theory. I guess it'd be a way to sort of tie everything together, but I also wouldn't like it because I don't need every
seems
character.
lazy, though. That's
it
why
does
I don't
seem lazy. Well, I just don't need every character to be a descendant of a separate character.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be one big ass family tree.
Game of Thrones style over here.
Right.
Oh my god.
So I do hope that they do not go that route. Like you said, it feels kind of lazy. It sort of shrinks the universe, and that's wild when you're talking about an entire actual universe. But either way, I think we are in for a ride with these last 4 episodes. Just to give the episode title so we kind of figure out where we're giving the lay of the land, we have next week will be Juggernaut. The 17th will be Into the Breach. Flash Strike will be the 24th, and then we will ending with The Cavalry Has Arrived. So if we're just going off episode titles, it sounds like they won't get to Tantus until the very last episode.
Damn.
Now,
or maybe actually, I don't know. Yeah.
Now, to AJ's point, the cavalry could be one person because 3 have passed the law.
Oh no.
Right.
They're there in spirit.
Right. I'm curious to see what'll happen. But either way, I think it'll be a fun way to figure out where we go from here. And
isn't there another 2-episode drop in that?
No.
Oh,
it's 1 episode a week till we're out.
This was the last 2 episode part.
Yep.
Okay.
Leading us right on into Tales of the Empire, which is another reason why I think that this could end very sad, because you're already going to be like, damn, that Empire is evil. And they're going, well, let me show you how evil. These are the Tales of the Empire.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Oh, but Jamie, where can the people find you and what do you got coming up?
You can find me at Swiper_Prime on YouTube and Twitch. And I am putting out new episodes of Ocarina of Time. I actually have one I need to edit tonight. So wish me luck on that. And then I've entered a kind of editing competition thing over on the Moonski Twitch channel where we're doing video game anime intros. So that's been fun to do. It has been.
It's been entertaining to watch.
You
showed us you showed us your steps. They've been cool. I like it. I like where you're going with it.
I appreciate that. I'm almost done. I've got 2 things left to do, so I'll be doing that tomorrow as of time of recording. So maybe the Force, you'll feel it. You'll feel that it's time to watch it.
All right. That's fair. And AJ, where can the people find you and what you got coming up?
You can find me on Twitter at KNerd89. They're basically 24/7.
You don't be on Threads?
I do Threads. Not often as Twitter, though.
That's fair.
Also, I don't remember my Threads account as well. Like my
Isn't it the
username.
same as your Instagram?
I can't remember what it is.
Oh, that's why you keep it the same all across. Branding, man. Branding.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, you got a different name on Threads?
Probably. Let me check.
He doesn't even know.
Hold on, let me check.
I was about to say I don't think you do, but I don't know.
Also, you can find me at Collider. I just did an article focusing on the 7 best animes you should watch during the spring.
Ooh, I need to read that.
It was great. I love the inclusion of Misfit of Demon King Academy. I'm not saying that long ass title. We just call it Misfit of Demon King Academy. But I'm glad you had that included.
That series
I'm very glad.
Goated. More people need to watch that.
They do.
Also, more people need to watch Windbreaker. Episode 1 came out.
You can't say more people need to watch something that just came out.
No, I need everybody to watch it
watched it
now.
You don't know how many people already watched it yet.
Not enough.
I didn't. So I am one of them who need to watch it.
I was about to say I can't speak to that. I have not seen it. I saw you post pictures of it in our Discord. I'm like, oh, it looks kind of cool. So I'll check it out.
I was like, what is this? And then I was like, oh, this is on my queue. Okay, I'll check it out eventually.
Also, my threads is AJ Geeks Vibes _ So it's the same as my Instagram, but I never use my Instagram, so there's that.
All right, well, you can catch him also on Threads. You can catch me everywhere as well at dig_D. I did my branding correct. It's the same no matter what platform you are on.
So boring.
I don't like the undercut you just did right there.
He's boring, AJ. Same.
Yours is the same everywhere too.
No, I have Swiper_art and Swiper-art and Swiper_prime. You know, I have multiple identities.
It sounds like you
multifaceted person.
Well, that just sounded like schizophrenia, but also just sounded like you
so now you're making fun of mental illness, Is that where we're going?
Oh, but yeah, you can find me there. You can follow the podcast at Geekset. Obviously, you are there now. For if you're in the New York area, we'll be in New York at the end of the month. What else do I got? You're at C2E2. We'll be at C2E2 at the end of the month before we go to New York.
I wish I saved money to go. I didn't have time.
I understand. We're planning for Japan next year. It's a lot, man. So, but either way, until next week, you guys. Peace out.
Peace.